Hey everyone, my name is Reagan and this is my new booktube channel, Ray Reads. I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel for books, and I have a personal YouTube channel, but I didn't want to overload that with like reading vlogs and like book type videos. So I decided to start a booktube channel and I'm super excited. I've been wanting to do this for so long, so I finally just convinced myself to do it. So today I'm going to be doing the new BookTuber tag and answering some of those questions, and then towards the end of the video I'm just going to do a bunch of reading goals that I have for 2020. I say a bunch, like I have a bunch. I mean, I have like 2 reading goals. Okay, so the first question is, why did you start this channel? And I kind of answered that already, but I love reading. Reading is such a huge, critical, important part of my life, and I'm like constantly reading, and so of course it's something I want to talk to people about, and so I figured this would be a great outlet for me to get my thoughts out. I didn't want to overload my personal channel with bookish videos, so I decided I would create a BookTuber account and just post my videos there. So what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? I don't know how to really answer this. I mean, I just feel like I can bring alternate opinions and views to different books, and yeah, just kind of my opinion on the way I see these books. Yeah, that's pretty much it. What are you most excited for about this new channel? I am really excited to finally have a place to talk about the books that I'm reading. I typically read about like 10 books a month if it's like a good month. And so I have a lot to say about my books and not really anyone to talk to about them because I don't know a whole lot of like readers. And so this is just gonna be a great opportunity for me to talk about it on YouTube and kind of get some recommendations from you guys, and you guys hear from me my opinions on different books. But number 4 says, why do you love reading? I love reading, I mean, for obvious reasons. I love to just like live the life of somebody else and experience the world through their eyes, and it's just a great escape from whatever I'm doing and the life that I'm living. Even if my life is great and amazing and I love my life, it's really cool to just experience life through the lens of somebody else and go through other things that they get to go through. So what book or series got you into reading? I would say as a kid my favorite book series was the Junie B. Jones series. Absolutely loved them. Hands down best series ever. And then distinctly I remember when I was in like 5th or 6th grade I read a book called Princess of the Midnight Ball, and I'll just like insert a picture right here. But it was life-changing for me. I absolutely loved this book. I read it like 10 times. I didn't even read anything else. I just like kept rereading this book because it was so good, and it really made me fall in love with reading because I discovered the kinds of books that I did like. This was a romance, but it had fantasy, and it was actually, I think it was more fantasy and had romance in it. Oh my gosh, it was like princesses and princes. It had all my boxes checked. It was so good and I absolutely loved it. And so this book really got me into reading, like when I became kind of older and kind of reading became a personal thing that I chose to do. So after I read this book, it really got me into reading, and so that kind of sparked my love of reading. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Oh, this is a good question. My favorite booktubers are Just and Peace Love Books, and I like Chandler Ainsley and Gabby Reads and Riley Marie. Queens, absolute queens. I don't really know what I'd ask them. I'd probably ask them if they could pick one author to read for the rest of their life, who would it be? And probably if they could pick one book that they could read for the rest of their life, what would they read? So that'd be kind of interesting. I don't even know if I could answer that question, so that'd be interesting to ask. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think for me personally, I'm gonna be nervous about like getting all these books done, and also I really want to branch out, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in my 2020 goals, but I want to branch out more in different genres, and I'm kind of nervous that like, I don't know, that I won't like it, or that I'll kind of just stick to one genre, which I don't think is a problem because like Just and Peace Love Books primarily reads romance, but she like adds some other stuff in there. But I really want to branch out, so I feel like that will be something that I'll have to overcome. And also just like the fear of, you know, not reading enough books for the month or not completing my TBR or something like that. Number 8 says, when did you start reading? I started really reading like for my own enjoyment probably like late middle school. I really started reading, and then like late middle school, early high school, I started going to the library like once a week and getting like a stack of books and just flying through them. That's kind of where it all started. Number 10 says, what kind of books do you like to read? And this is a good question. I love to read romance, but recently I've kind of been in a reading slump. I think I'm just a little tired of romance. I think I've just kind of overdone it. So I've been branching out and reading some other genres. I'm trying a fantasy book I'm currently reading right now, and I think I might like literary fiction, so I'm gonna kind of switch it up. But I love to read romance. That's kind of like my favorite genre. Any other genre I read, I love if there's like a romance in it. It just kind of keeps the book going for me. But romance is my favorite, but I also like my romance to have a little bit something extra. I like there to be some kind of either like suspenseful portion or like a mystery or like a forbidden aspect, or you know, something that's like adding to the book rather than just like two random people that fall in love and there's like nothing going on. Yeah, those are the kind of romances I like. But like I said, I kind of like fantasy. I like thrillers, any kind of mystery. I really love like dystopian novels, and anything YA I really love. I think the YA genre is just epic. So yeah, that is pretty much me. So some of my 2020 reading goals that I have are, like I said earlier, I really want to branch out with the different genres I read. Like I said, I mostly read romance, but I'd love to start reading more fantasy. I think I've only ever read like 2 fantasy books in my life, and so I would love to branch out and try something new. I also think I might like literary fiction, so I want to try some literary fiction novels and see if I like those. So like I said, I just kind of want to branch out, try new things. I want to be experimental, but I also want to be intentional with what I'm reading. I want to read books that are challenging and books that are good for the soul and books that will really change me as a person. I don't just want to read like mindless books, which I think it is good to include some mindless books in your TBR because it's kind of good to switch back and forth between like really serious and some mindless books. But I really would like to be intentional and read books that I know will either challenge me, you know, as far as the reading or, you know, the genre or something like that. So that's one of my 2020 reading goals. And then another one is I want to read either the whole Harry Potter series or the Narnia series. I'm an elementary education major, and I would love to read one of these series because they'll probably end up in my classroom, and I want to be able to know what my students are reading, and I also want to be able to recommend these books to them and know what I'm talking about. Also, I'd love to like read these books as a read aloud with my class, since I'll probably be teaching like 3rd, 4th, or 5th graders. So I'm really excited about that. And then lastly, I think this is kind of a random 2020 reading goal, but I want to read a Stephen King novel. I have never read a book by Stephen King, and he is literally the king. And so I know his writing is amazing. I'm not into horror books. Actually, that's not true. I don't know if I'm into horror books, but I don't like horror movies, and I'm not a huge fan of horror in general, so I don't think I'd enjoy those books. They'd probably just give me nightmares, and I'm just not about that. So I've never read one of his books, but I know he has a few that aren't horror. So I would love to read one of his books, or maybe a few, just to say that I have and just see what all the hype is about, because I know he's like quite literally the king. So that is another one of my kind of odd goals, but I do want to read a Stephen King book in 2020. Alright, that is all for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I think the next video coming up will be a reading vlog of the book I'm currently reading now, so I'm excited to get that up for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos coming at you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!